I'm Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 145, Bird Squawk.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Tough loss to the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some of the injuries that happened and kind of where this team stands now after their second loss of the season. But yeah, I mean, we'll start with the game. At the end of the day, they hung in there. Opportunities, interceptions, turnovers cost them. But at the end of the day, I'm not sweating it. We see them again.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if we see them again and Jalen's playing, going to be a totally different story. I would have liked to see us take care of business and lock everything up just so we don't have to, mess around and worry about that. But hopefully our New Year's will be a lot better than our Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah, I mean, if this team shows up, same team, we can talk about the Jalen stuff in a little bit. But if they show up, Gardner Minshew, still a quarterback. They show up like they did on Christmas Eve and come out and play the way they did offensively. I mean, defensively, they got to shore up a little bit. But it was just one of those games. It was a barn burner shootout on both sides on Saturday. But, I mean, this team's going to bounce back from a loss. They're going to take care of business, and it's going to be fine.
Like you said, too many mistakes. Turnovers. I mean, both losses this year, turnovers,
Yep.
I think possibly, you listen to some of those guys after the game, Brandon Graham, Fletcher. I mean, another loss that maybe they needed, right? Get things right, get things straight, refocus, get ready for this playoff push that's coming. And, I feel like the defense is going to give Andy Dalton a long day on Sunday, man.
Yeah.
I think he's in for a long day.
Yeah, I mean, I agree without a doubt. Like I said, I have no doubt. I have no worries whoever is at the quarterback position on Sunday that they're going to get the win and clinch this thing and then kind of see what happens from there. I'm under the impression if Jalen can go, he should go on Sunday, at least for a little.
I feel the same way.
Because
if that dude can play, he's out there.
Because if they win,
I'm not messing around with this.
Because if they win Sunday, no one's going to play next week. And then that would be like a month that he hasn't played until we potentially play Dallas right away in the playoffs. I don't want him, his first game, a divisional game in a month against a freaking team that at the end of the day is a solid team that's going to come in here potentially in the playoffs. And I don't want him to have a month's worth of rust in a playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he can play Sunday, he should play. And he should also probably take a couple snaps, couple series against the Giants and just, then...
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to...
and get ready, but, I think they're gonna keep it in limbo again up until the last minute. I think Friday they have to come out and say what's what.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I do feel like, if we're stepping back and saying if that Cowboys game was a must win and he could have played,
yeah,
then I feel like this is definitely a situation where he's gonna play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I am still under the impression that it is not as bad as it is, and I think there's a lot of people's impressions that think it's worse than what they're leading on. It depends on the camp. But I still agree that if that game on Saturday meant anything, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a divisional game. You wish you won it, and it would have been nice to lock it up. But in all honesty, you didn't mind dropping that one. You battled.
Right.
You hung 34 on them with your backup quarterback.
I mean, let's look back. He finished the game in Chicago. I mean, if it was really that bad, he would have not even finished that game. I know you're high on adrenaline, and I know you're playing, but I just feel like that Cowboys game came at an opportune time to just say, hey, we can face these guys again. Very tough, very difficult to beat somebody 3 times in a season.
Yep.
Let's just give him a week off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But the thing is, he hasn't practiced all week, and he didn't participate in the walkthrough today. I mean, like, he has to practice tomorrow, or it's probably not happening.
Well, I mean, but what it did show is, I mean, you did see the definite separation between him and Gardner, right?
Yeah.
Like, Gardner's doable.
Yeah.
But you saw the steps that Jalen took this year to separate, right?
Yeah.
And Gardner there were opportunities, man. I want to give a shout out to the Big Slim Reaper, man.
Yeah,
what a game. That boy is growing up right in front of our eyes. I mean, I do believe that a year with A.J. Brown has helped him, but, man, when you need a catch, woo.
I said a couple weeks ago, he's turned into the move the chains guy. 100%. Yeah. You go to him, he's bringing that thing down.
And that dude's open, man. Like 7-Eleven.
He always
Every freaking play.
But that was the thing with Gardner. I mean, and that's what you expect with a backup. Guy hasn't played in a real game in about a year.
I was a little confused. We didn't have more Goddard action going from Gardner.
He had a couple big
you had
catches.
some, but I mean, and I'm going to say it again. I know some people don't like to hear it, but Quez, stop forcing the ball to Quez. Stop trying to get Quez in the offense.
They're not, though.
Quez is the guy to run straight down the field and take the coverage. That is it. I get freaking Rager vibes off that dude.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with that. I think, I get what you see. I can get what you see. But, I mean, that's the thing. With the backup quarterback, mistakes are going to happen. 2 picks. I mean, both of them, they're not bad. They weren't bad picks. I mean, the fumble miscommunication and then, the fumble by Miles. That cannot be a trend now. That's 2 in the last 3 weeks now.
That was a knock on him previously.
But he's been, I know, but he's been good
all season, and now
that can't start up.
That can't be happening.
No, that can't start up at all.
That cannot be happening.
That's an issue. But, I mean, you can clear that up. I mean, like I said, you have a quarterback trying to make some plays. Lots going on. I knew turnovers were going to happen. And at the end of the day, they almost overcame them. And I thought the offense looked good.
Like you said, we're playing them with our backups. And we're on the 20-yard line with, 13 seconds left.
Yeah, they really did. With 4 turnovers, defense not having the greatest day. But like I said, it was one of those days. Their defense wasn't having the day either. They had the 2 interceptions and all that. But I just think it was one of those games that you knew early on that it was going to be one of those games. You're going to have to keep answering each other's bell because they're going to keep scoring.
I really feel like if you're going to say, okay, we're going to start Gardner this week, at least have Jalen suited up that if it ain't going right, you throw him in there. Because
I don't know if that's going to be
We need this one. I don't want to go down to this Giants game.
No, I agree. It's not a must win. It's not the end of the world. But I agree that
it's a must win.
No, well, it's not.
It
is. I agree. I want to wrap it up this week.
Yes.
And I really don't have any doubt. The way they were talking after that game, they're motivated again. They got a chip on their shoulder. They've had a chip on their shoulder all year. But you can tell that it didn't sit well with them. They wanted to get back, and they're coming home for the first time in a month. It's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be electric,
and
man. It's
so,
going to be insane.
They're going to bounce back. At the end of the day, the Saints are playing for something still, technically. They're in the division hunt because that division's bad. But they're not good.
No.
You come out, you handle that thing. And that's why I said, if it's Gardner or if it's Jalen, if they show up on offense like they did on Saturday with Gardner, they're gonna make it easy.
Take care of business.
Exactly.
Lock this thing up, and then let's just figure out what happens after this.
Yeah, because the
Give
injuries.
Some guys a rest.
The Jalen thing, whatever. We talked about the Jalen thing. You can have your thoughts. I'd like him to play at least before the playoffs because it scares me him going in with that much rest.
Me too. I want him suited up.
The Avonte Maddox thing is an issue. It is.
What really happened to him?
Well, he has turf toe now or something.
What?
He has a bad toe injury, but that's an issue. The times he's been out this year,
they were
Josiah Scott has been a liability.
Yeah.
The thing is, the 2 games that Maddox went out, Scott had to come in and he wasn't good on the fly. He was serviceable a couple of the weeks when Maddox was out, but coming in off the bench when he's not supposed to be the starter, he looked bad. But whatever. You can. People are saying bring back Crayvon LeBlanc. Maybe. I like me some Crayvon.
Next man up,
But the thing is, the Lane thing. I think they dodged the bullet. They obviously dodged the bullet with Lane. The last 2 weeks, fine, whatever. You can manage. You have depth at offensive line, and that's fine. Hopefully, it's not it's gonna linger. But hopefully, once the playoffs start, it's not one series in and he's already hurt. We'll have to see as we get closer to the playoffs. But he's going to have 3 weeks here to chill, rehab that a little bit. Not that I don't know if it's going to get better, but I don't really know.
It's going to be manageable.
Exactly. But the main thing is that he is going to be there, at least going to try and go. So that's good. I mean, I don't think Chauncey comes back this week. You probably get him back. You get him back before the playoffs, that's for sure. But I don't think he's going to play this week. I don't know. I mean, when the game was over, it was close. I wanted to beat them. It sucked a little bit, but I got over it right away. I was like, at the end of the day, that game meant nothing. It meant nothing. Truly, the game meant nothing. They can celebrate that win all they want.
Yeah, I mean, the only downfall to that loss was all the friggin' Cowboy fans coming out of the woodwork.
But the thing is, we're gonna play them.
Smack.
We're gonna play them again.
I mean,
it is what it is. We're gonna meet them again.
I did see one scenario though. No. If the Packers would back into this, the Packers would be the lowest seed, and we would end up playing the Packers.
No, but that's not how. Yeah, they have to win.
Right.
The thing is, it's gonna be one. It's gonna be us, It's gonna be us, Niners or Vikings, and then whoever wins that crap division. It's probably still gonna be the Bucks.
Yeah.
So then the Vikings, if the Packers would play the Vikings, and then the Giants would play the Niners, and the Cowboys would beat the Bucks, and they would beat the Bucks, and then you'd have those other two teams. The Niners aren't losing, and maybe you have the Vikings lose, but the likelihood of the Cowboys coming here are probably pretty high. So you regroup, and that's what I mean. I still believe that Jalen wasn't playing too because a little bit of gamesmanship, not trying to give them too much to read off of going into the playoffs and all that. I don't know. That's me maybe thinking a little too hard, but I truly wasn't sweating it. I wasn't sweating it at all, and maybe I start sweating a little bit if they drop this one on Sunday, but I have nothing but faith that they bounce back, even if it is Gardner again, and win this game and clinch this thing up.
We'll see, man. I totally want to go down there Sunday and just get in my seat and we take care of business, and then let the chips fall where they may, see who's resting, who's not, whatever. You got a whole world of openness if you lock this thing up this weekend.
Yeah.
You can do some things with guys, get them some rest. You can look at it like next week as a preseason game.
Yeah.
And just, at this time of year, dudes do need some rest.
Yes, but I agree with that. But for
I've never been a proponent of this bye.
Man. No, I like the bye.
I love playing.
No, I like the bye because it's not like baseball. Like with the Phillies went on the run because they kept playing. With football, you need the rest. And that 1 week is fine. But like I'm saying, with Jalen being off for a month, that's where I get a little bit concerned. But we deal with it how it is. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. He may play. We'll obviously see more tomorrow. But yeah, I have no doubt that they go down, come back home, feel the crowd, take care of business, celebrate a division title, celebrate a 1 seed, and then kind of just rest up, gear up, and get ready for the playoffs. So that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where I'm at. I'm not stressed.
It's huge we lock this thing up, and then we know everybody's got to come to the link. Yep. As long as we win, everybody's got to come to the link. So, that's definitely what we want to do, and that is just not a place people want to come.
No, I mean, it's the Cowboys. Everyone's going to overreact when you lose to the Cowboys. It's just another loss, man. Yeah. I mean, it's the second loss of the year. You come home, take care of a bad team.
Let's think about it again. We're at 13-2.
Exactly. So, I mean, we're not worried about it, as always. They're going to take care of business, and we'll do what it is. Notification. Next week, probably not going to have a video. I will not be home. It's only going to be him and down at the game. So, we probably, unfortunately, will not have a video next week, but we'll be back the following week. Celebrate the division title. Everybody, get back. Everyone will be good. Happy, safe New Year. The Birds are fine, people. We're good, baby. We're still going. Relax. Exactly. Relax. 2 weeks in a row that people need to relax. Jalen's fine. This team is fine. They're going to bounce back. So thank you guys always for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.